Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 3. This is the visual representation and design week that we're going to be doing with you today. So in your course menu, now week 3 is live as we have hyperlinked it. And once you're in week 3, as a student, you will see that you have your items grayed out. So I'm going to actually show you really quick what we've set up for student completion to help you through this week in a sequence. So on the student completion, all of the items that are inside of week 3 visuals are going to be things that are resources for you, except for one of the discussions you're going to do within the student completion. So you're going to go to each one of these pages. That's what these icons are on the screen. So you have a demo, demo part 2, and demo part 3. Once you look at those 3 pages, then you're going to go and add to a discussion. And there's 3 different options for discussion prompts this week, and we'll go through those in just a little bit. Then you get to choose to look at if you're going to take the home cook route this week, or if you're going to go and be an Iron Chef. You get to choose, and depending on your level and your comfortability, we really want you to take a look at both to see what the better option is for you. And then lastly, we just have some more samples for you to look at just as a reminder before you go and get cooking with your homework for the week. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to show you what it looks like from a student perspective. So then that way you're not concerned with, oh my gosh, what am I doing this week? So I'm going to head over here to my student account. Okay. And once it opens up as the student view, if I click onto week 3, it is going to show that these are grayed out. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to go into each one. You're going to read it, view it. We hope that you actually take the time to do that as you go through. So once you go ahead and view that, and then read, okay, go through all of the items. Okay, once you've done that, clicked in here, okay, should be able to click next. Should be able to. I think it's because I'm not the actual student. So let me go back over here and go out of the student view. Sorry about that. So as long as you're the student, then you're able to do that. But because I'm not the actual student, that is why that's occurring. Okay, so back over in week 3. I apologize. Okay, so then you'll go through all of these. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the discussion for this week for the Chew on This. So you've got prompts for each one of the pages. So whichever page inspired you or whichever prompt inspires you. We had a discussion last week about how do we make meaningful and engaging discussions with our students. So it's not just a simple reply, oh, I like what you did, or hey, I see your point of view there. And then it kind of leaves that hanging. So what we want to have is more rich discussion, rich resources, and get into the nuts and bolts of what Schoology and digital design and visuals can do for us, for our students, and for moving forward with success. So there are some options here, and you are going to get to choose. Some of you are going to be posting resources. Some of you are going to be finding links from lessons that you've created. So we really tried to make this a little bit more dynamic in nature for the discussion. Once you have finished that discussion, as I said before, you can take a look at what a home cook would do this week. So we have some options for you. You're going to be making some course tiles, okay, just like we've done over here with our Schoology. You could also be pairing visuals with instruction for a assignment or a discussion, or you could be using visual norms like we do throughout the class to see if you have to submit an assignment or a discussion. Okay, and it gives you some of those wonderful sizings that you need to have when you go and do those creations. Next thing you can go and take a look at, if you so choose, is the Iron Chef. So the Iron Chef here, this is probably going to take you a little bit longer. So what we've done, we handed out the visuals last week for your checklist. You're going to go through your course, your Sandbox course unit, and you're going to decide where visuals would be best suited. And then you're going to make yourself a to-do list using the Schoology shopping list or the handout that we handed out last Monday. Okay. If you were not in class on Monday, those were sent to you either via interschool mail or in your mailbox. But this has a Wakelet resource with all of these different websites for you to go to in order to make some of these fun options. If you've never dabbled in transparent images, I highly recommend going over here to this remove.bg or even figuring out how you can do that within a Google search. And then hex codes are how we use color to have representation, and you can pick a very cool palette moving forward if you so choose. And after that, it just shows you a brief snippet of some of our samples that we've used visuals to help make Schoology a better experience, or an LMS in general, a better experience by showing visuals with our text. And we think that that will help your students for moving forward. Now, after you've done all of those items, then it's time to get cooking. So once you go over here to the homework, so again, you've already done the chew on this, but this is just a reminder here on the page. But this is your homework for the week. You're going to set a goal for yourself. You're going to do two things. Okay, so there's this using online visual design principles. You're going to create at least one informative page using tables, formatting, videos, visuals, whatever you find is necessary to display the content and make connections for your students. You can also use hyperlinking like we do to hyperlink a piece of resource over to an assignment if that helps, or the page that you're on, if it goes and ties back to a resource that they saw prior in your course, you might want to do that. The other thing that you are going to be doing is creating a student-created submission in Schoology. So this is not using a Google assignment. This is just creating an assignment, and your students are going to need to have explicit instructions as far as how you are going to be collecting their work. So whether this is a student-created piece on a different digital tool, or maybe they are giving you a video or an audio recording, you are going to go in and give them visual instructions on how to take on that task. And remember, this is all going back to that end goal of creating your sandbox with some meaningful items inside for week 4 and your final. And then lastly, you're going to choose one of the following options. So you're going to go in and make course tiles for all of your courses that eSchool has populated. No matter what, we're going to get to finals time, and you're going to have to go back in and find all of those courses. Okay, so that is one option. You're going to make course tiles for all of them. If you want to make it with the hour on it to help you figure out who is where and what, feel free to do that. Or you get the option to make a course menu that is similar to what we have in our course, where items are hyperlinked. And we have not shown you how to do this yet. So below is a video on how to do that for moving forward. And it's got a lot of steps, but once you've done it and you get the hang of it, you're going to really find that it could be impactful for your students to find information that you always want them to get to. And then, how are you going to submit all of this? Well, what we're going to ask is that you have a list of items that you've created for us to review. Hyperlinks are totally appreciated. So you're going to go up to that submit button over there in the corner, and you're going to click on the either create, or you're going to give us those links to all those pages. And then all of those links are going to help you with that final submission due at the end of week 4. And we hope that this has been, authentic. You've been able to use some of these items already. I think some of you already have. And so that is what is expected of this week. So you've got your Let's Get Cooking and you've got your Chew on This. But aside from that, you've got about 3 hours of actual creation and design for this week. Okay, so I hope that this helps. I did put a parking lot inside of the course. So if any of you have questions this week, or comments, or you're just wondering how to do something, we're going to open up that parking lot for anybody to put those in. We'll be checking that throughout the week, and there might be a possibility that we throw in a couple of conferences. And so if we do that, I just wanted to show you that over here on the left-hand side in your course, you're going to see conferences. If we built in some conferences this week, this is how you're going to locate those. Otherwise, we are going to build in a conference for the following week for those of you who would still like to be face-to-face, but via digital platforms. So good luck this week. It's a lot of fun. Yes, it is a lot of work, but man, I think you're going to really enjoy providing this for your students. Have a good one.